Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome to today's episode. We are down here in the Sunshine State with Mr. Blake Albertson from B&B Lawn Care. What's up, Blake?
Hey, man. How's it going?
It's just awesome, man. It doesn't get much better than this.
I know. It's beautiful.
For those, we are putting this on the YouTube. We got a hot tub behind us with a river that connects to the swimming pool, the number one beach in the United States across the street.
That's crazy.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's snowing at home. It's cold. We're getting the treatment here, man.
Yeah, but we do need to make sure we say thank you to all the brands that make it possible for us to have the time and space for us to create this content. I've been having a really great time interviewing folks and being stretched as a person, as a businessman, and we still have a few days left of the trip. So without further ado, Blake, let's thank the Launchpreneur Academy, Brian and Liz, and all the things they got going on over there, the Hardscape Academy with Kayla and Brittany, because they sponsored this house. So you want to say thank you to them, Blake?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just to be able to just come around and learn from people, and the energy here is amazing. And, I can't thank them enough.
Yes, and we also want to say thank you. I'm out here on my kickoff tour to kick off the year to bring you guys in-person, fresh content. So thank you to our friends at Kohler Engines, Company Cam, and Exmark. Blake's a big Exmark guy now.
Heck yeah.
Mower, so thank you to them. And last but not least, to our friends at Jobber. Jobber is the CRM, Blake, that I've used since the summer of 2019 to send my invoices, schedule my day, and really have a dashboard and see how business is going. And when I have somebody that I do work for and I want them to pay me, what I used to do is wait for a check in the mail or have some friction there. But now I can send the invoice and they can pay with a card, or even better, I can get their card on file and charge it as we agree upon. And so Jobber makes life easy with invoicing, being professional before our customers. It's called a customer relationship manager. And so if you want to manage the relationships you have with your customer in a professional way, get paid faster, check out Jobber. You can do so at getjobber.com/Paul. So we're about middle of the week here at the 2022 Hype House. Blake, give us some takeaways of how you've been experiencing this event.
Dude, I sometimes just am speechless. All the things you learn, from in the morning to late into the night. There's so many conversations going on here about how to better each other's businesses. I'm getting into fertilizing, so I'm learning a ton about fertilizing, and from people that have been doing it for many, many years and making really, really good money. The biggest takeaway I have is the people that are really making money in this industry are sticking to what they know and they want to do and what makes them money, and they don't veer off from that. And they're raising their prices this year. It's been echoed around this house and around the industry for the last year, but it's time to raise prices, man, because this business is getting really, really expensive to run. Prices on machines are going up. Gas is going up. I mean, I'm sure insurance is next. All these little things that we go through, mulch, dirt, the product.
Yeah, one thing I learned from Matt LaMarche, our mutual friend, because he would raise his prices frequently, and it would just be little bumps. But he's like, I'm training my customers that we raise our prices so that they actually, this isn't the end game that you raise your prices 12% in 2022, but that when you raise your price again, and the amount might fluctuate in 2023, but you're actually going to raise your price again in 2023 and then again in 2024 to actually train your customers. Yeah, this is what we do.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I was just talking with Caleb Alman, and it's the $25, it's like a meme now. The $25 lawn care guy, that's what he was cutting 20 years ago for $25. The value of the dollar has probably been cut in half since then. And we're still charging $25.
Just to put it into perspective, when my grandpa was, in the last days of his life, he was in a nursing home, and he's sitting there, little skin and bones, sitting in his wheelchair, 92 years old, but he could still talk. That's about all he had left in him. And so I was just getting out everything I could before he, passed away. And he basically, it was like he forgot he was sick and in the nursing home, and just went on this 2-hour rampage of just telling me his life story. And it was so precious. I'd do anything I didn't record that, but it would have been really cool. But he told me in the 1930s he started his first job and he worked at a movie theater, Blake. It was the Cinema in Canton, Ohio. And he's like, I got paid 25 cents an hour. But to him, that was big money back then. Because it was the Great Depression was around that. He's like, I was making 25 cents an hour, go work 6 hours on a Saturday night. And he's like, I'd make $1.50. Like literally $1.50. And so now, like, if we made $1.50 in a day revenue, you'd go out of business. Like you got to be hitting, $600, $700, $800 or more for a 1 or 2 man crew. Yeah, I'm not,
Right.
But my point is $1.50, and that was a good day, for a high school kid back then.
Yeah, I think the problem with some companies, spring's crazy, right? Mm-hmm. We're like we're super busy with work. We're running all around. Money's coming in. And we think that's what it's going to be like forever.
Wow.
Right? Like all through winter and everything. Like, I think a lot of companies, if they're not charging correctly, it seems like they're making money, but at the end of the year when everything's tallied up is when you notice that you're not charging enough.
Wow. Yeah. I was texting Brett Goodyear. Sorry.
You're good.
He's on his way.
Yeah. So you really need to see, those winter months when the insurance premiums still due and everything else, all your overhead, like you're going to see, hey, did I make money this year? Or was I just slowly, my business, the bank account was slowly dwindling away and I didn't even notice it because I wasn't charging enough.
Yeah. And really raising your prices isn't the end all be all, because and I know we say this term all the time, Blake, about knowing your numbers, but if you don't understand why you need to raise your prices or what you need to be charging when you go out and quote, just raising your prices doesn't solve all the problems. And so that's why I do a lot of coaching with guys. And I'm like, okay, do you have a bookkeeper? Do you have an accountant? Do you have somebody that like a tax planner or a financial planner? And so for my business, I have all 4, because what that does is it puts professionals who have zero emotions to my business. It's just numbers on a page. Yeah. You know what I mean? For me, it's my life. But to them, they're looking and they can tell me this is healthy, this is not, this, you need to save this amount for your quarterly taxes. You need to be putting this amount away for retirement. You need to be, why is this seems off, this ratio? And so I think a lot of guys, when they start, they're just caught up in the moment that you can leave your house in the spring rush in the morning. You can sweat, work all day, come home dirty and have the accomplishment. Man, I'm putting in the work. But really it could be faulty if the numbers ain't right. And you understand why they're not right.
Yep. Totally agree.
Cool. Well, let's do this, guys. I'm going to get a sip of, Fullerton drinks Essentia.
We're on that spring water over here.
It doesn't even have like a name. It's just a spring water with a P on it. So spring water P. What was Christian saying? What's P? Is that like a hip term?
It's like
I don't understand all that.
TikTok thing. I have no clue.
They're like, that's P. That's P.
I had kids and now I'm a dad and I literally don't even know. I don't keep up with the lingo.
Yeah, I'm so far out of that. Like Fullerton, like he tries to be cool, but it's like outdated by. What's up, homie? It's like, dude, we thought we were so cool in 7th grade if you said homie. You know what I mean? But he like legitimately thinks he's being cool. So I'm like, hey, what's up, dog? All right. I don't even know what to say these days. So, all right, we're going to kick it over to Mr. Producer. I'm going to get refreshed here, and we'll have more with B&B from Kansas City coming right up. Back here with Blake. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Good. So what else you got scheduled for this year, man?
We're getting into fertilizing this year. That'll be coming up super, super quick, man. Like the season is here.
Where are you going to buy your fertilizer at, or did you already buy it?
Probably from Site 1.
Okay.
Yeah, Landscape Supply.
That's cool. So what do you know about fertilizer, man? You're scaring me here. Blake is like, they used to have a movie like Ernest Goes to Jail or whatever. It's like Blake does fertilizer. I don't want to see on YouTube a yard's like lush green with stripes. Next thing you know, it's like brown. You're on the news.
Have a little faith, man. Have a little faith. Yeah, we're learning, dude. Like, I'm not actually going to be the one applying it.
Okay.
If that's your question about the ins and out details.
Well, you're just making me a little nervous here.
Why is that?
Willy-nilly. I'm doing fertilizer this year. I've done fertilizer and weed control for years. And I don't know if you know this story, but Warren, who's over at Helena in Swanee, Georgia, who's like one of the go-to warehouses. It's like Site 1, but it's just for fertilizer. Site 1 offers a variety of products. Sure. And so I go over there. And because I didn't have a lot of accounts, less than 100 for sure, he's like, Paul, you shouldn't be doing this. This is for guys that have like hundreds of accounts because you're spending so much money on all this and you're probably not even breaking even. And so he basically said, here's Russell Skipper's number, call him, and I don't want to ever see you again. And he was making thousands of dollars a year off my business, but it's just like the business side of it, the fertilization and weed control side of it. So there's a lot to it. I hope you're taking it serious.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to do it last year, but it didn't work out. So
how are you going to market it? Because I've seen your yard. Your customers obviously already have fertilization and weed control. How are you going to replace, ABC Kansas City weed control with you?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to first market to the customers. They already know me, trust me, love me. Because a lot of our customers we're there for years and years and years.
They would have already hired you. They just didn't think you did this service.
Yeah, and I get asked all the time, and I always referred it to different companies.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I might as well be that guy because they are fertilizing. Like,
yeah.
I probably
are you doing pre-emergence too, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing a whole program. 7, 8 apps? What are you
7.
doing? Okay.
Yep.
You know what you're doing.
Have a little faith in me, Paul.
All right.
It's been 2 years of learning, and if you don't ever jump, you never jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had one yard I did one time. This is when I still was contemplating doing fertilization and weed control. For the whole story, we just had Jason on, and he gave a whole argument of why you should do it. So I'm not trying to
derail me.
No, I'm not. I remember one time, Blake, whether I listened to a lawn care nut video or whatever, I was like, oh, nitrogen makes the yard green and iron. So anytime it needed greened up, I'd buy a bag of iron at Home Depot, ironite. I'd put that down and it'd turn it greener. For real, this stuff really works. And then nitrogen, Alan's like, put down nitrogen. So I buy this was like one of my very first times. I was like, oh, yeah, I can green your yard up. So I buy a whole big bag of nitrogen. It was like 32 is the first number's nitrogen. So I think it was 32 or something like that. I use this whole bag on this little area in a guy's front yard. Drive by a couple days later, and it's just brown patch. And I was like, oh, man. So I was, yeah, we'll come back. You'll come back. And then I realized I burnt the guy's yard. So, and I got all kind of stories like that. So I just like, don't burn yards, charge the right price.
Yeah, dude, it's my biggest fear.
Because mowing grass is pretty simple. You know what
Right.
I mean? But fertilization and weed control, there's a science to it. And that's why there's so few companies that do it, because it does take some science behind it.
Yeah. And we've been going out last year. The guy that actually mentored me in my lawn care business kind of mentored us in fertilizing too. So we went out with him and literally just experienced what he does in a day.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, switching gears entirely, I want to talk to you a little bit about social media and Instagram. You seem to always be proactive to know what the right platform to post on, what kind of content to post to that platform. You really, I always kind of watch what you do because I was like, okay, Blake's doing the right thing. So share a little bit about your social media and where's the attention at as we head into spring of 2022. Where should folks be paying attention?
Instagram Reels.
Okay.
TikTok, 2 years ago, I was like, dude, everybody get on TikTok. No, we're not getting on TikTok. It's like a little kid program, or platform. I'm like, dude, you can post anything remotely interesting or satisfying, and it goes bonkers, 30, 40 million view bonkers. You know what I'm saying? Off of nothing. I'm not doing anything special but putting the content on that platform. And now, through the last 2 years, it's gotten bogged down with more people creating content, right? Like all platforms do it. Instagram used to be like that back in the day. It's not like that however many years later.
Because there's just a
so
tiny
many
amount of creators, but there's a gigantic amount of people digesting the content. So, yeah, I was in that early stage. I grew out to 58,000 TikTok followers like real fast.
I remember that. We were competing back and forth.
Yeah, and then I literally deleted the app like a long time ago because I'm sitting there scrolling through and, 12-year-old girl shaking her butt. And I was like, what in the world? I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
Junk. So maybe one day I'll re-sign it and just make content and not watch that. But as a Christian man, I can't watch these young girls shaking and baking and doing all their stuff. I just can't scroll through the thing. It's impossible for me. I'm not watching that junk.
Sure. But the reason TikTok has done what it's done is because of what I was talking about. Like you could just become famous or viral.
Right.
Like that. Like you can create an account today and it goes, you're a famous getting millions of views. Like that's what it was. It's bogged down since then because everybody was attracted to that. Mm. I mean, you had a few people creating content, and I say a few. I mean, there's probably
Tens of
hundreds of thousands or
Yeah.
whatever. But there were millions of people coming to the platform, like a couple 100 million people on that platform.
Right.
So that's why the views were how they were. It's bogged down since then. Instagram's like, dude, they're taking all of our attention. What do we do? Well, they started Instagram Reels, which is basically
TikTok. You just can't call it
integrated
TikTok.
in
Yeah.
Instagram.
It's like the exact same thing.
So how do you get people to now post content onto Instagram? Well, you do exactly what is so attractive about TikTok, and you start boosting people's posts, which is what they're doing right now with Instagram Reels.
Interesting.
Yep.
I did one while I was here, and it got 5,000 views.
Yep.
So I was like, and I didn't do anything. I was watching maybe I shouldn't tell you. I was watching Cincinnati beat Kansas City. That was the last kick. I was in my room and I filmed it because one of my guys I used to mow lived in Atlanta and he was on Cincinnati. So I was like, oh, cool. I put the We Are the Champions song in the background. And then I went to dinner with y'all and I came back down. It was like 5,000 views. I was like, what in the world? Because if I just post a regular Instagram post, on a great one, it will hit over 1,000 views. But sometimes it doesn't even get to 1,000. And that one effortlessly, they're obviously promoting it because there's nothing special about the video. I just recorded the TV screen and
I get about 30 times more views on Reels than I do a static Instagram post.
yeah.
I mean, a static Instagram post might do 10,000 or 20,000 views.
Yeah.
And an Instagram Reel goes like 400,000 or, you know what I'm saying? Like it's insane.
Yeah. What would you say to somebody? Because what happens when you guys follow me on Instagram? I'll click on your profile to look at, are you a real human? Are you, some scam? You get all these weird, people trying to whatever. So I want to see if you're an actual lawn bro and you're posting legitimate content of your work, I'll follow you back. But if you're whatever. So what I'm finding, Blake, is I'm clicking on guys' profile and it says, they're following, 2,000 people. They have 200 followers, but they have 0 posts or they have 2 posts. So what would you suggest? At least putting 9 of your best pictures on there? Or for someone who's hey, I'm not trying to get Instagram real famous, but I actually want to have a respectable Instagram page in case anybody looks at me like I have. I look at your guys' stuff, and if I see 0 posts or 2 posts, I won't follow back because I was like, you're not taking this serious.
Okay. No matter what people say about selfie, you can take a selfie, you can have somebody take a picture, but have a picture of yourself or your company. Somebody, you got to put a face to the name, right? So I think that's super important. A few pictures of your work, and don't post them all at once. People will start an Instagram today, post 20 pictures. Nobody wants to follow that. Nobody wants to scroll through your feed and see.
If you do have
multiple.
10 pictures, Blake, how would you space them out? When would you make the 10 posts?
1 per day.
Okay.
One per day.
What time per day?
Well, in the beginning, you won't be able to track any of that, but later, as you start, getting followers, you can see when they're active. Listen, the best time of day or the best time of the week to post is 5 or 6 o'clock on Sunday. It's just always been like that. That's when people are on their phones, sitting, relaxing, getting ready for the week, watching TV or whatever. 5 or 6 o'clock on Sundays. But
did the girls call that drop day?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Drop your Instagram post day?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, but morning posts, for lawn care content, let's just say, for me, morning posts before people go to work and after people get off of work. So later in
morning is I wake up at 4:30. Some people wake up at 7.
See, you have a prime
morning?
time. Yeah. Dude, I'd post at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
That's going to be your most viewed because you'll be able to grab those people at 6 that are up at 6, the people that are up at 7. You know what I'm saying?
It'll pump it
doesn't
throughout
get
the
lost.
morning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
But if you're posting at 11 o'clock, everybody's busy. Everybody's working and nobody has time to be on social.
So 6 and 6 would be a easy formula there. 6 a.m.,
Probably.
6 p.m. Or if you're just going to do one a day, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
But at least I'm not anywhere near Blake's. The amount of time you take the amount of time you take of analyzing and studying all this is way more than me. But it just bothers me when I click on someone's profile and I only see it says 0 post or 2 post. Something in me doesn't trust that. And you may have a very legitimate business, and you could take you could take 9 or 10 pictures of your
and you probably
trailer
have
and the work you do. I mean, look at this mulch right here. Beautiful work they did. Just snap a picture and fresh mulch job we just did. It's as simple as that. So
Yeah, and most people like that love this business and do good quality work probably have those pictures on their phones. You know what I'm saying? I've got thousands of pictures of my business.
yeah, totally. Well, guys, he is Blake Albertson, and you can find it. You tell people where they can connect with you.
The B&B Lawn Care podcast.
That's been resurrected a little bit. Since you've
Yeah,
been here?
man. Like, yeah, I've really been trying hard on it, and we'll get there here in 2022. Not 5 days a week, but maybe once.
Okay, we'll
once
take
a
it.
week, which is not good. If you're trying to grow social media, there's two things: post frequently and post consistently. Like obviously consistency is key. That's how you've grown this podcast. That's how I've grown on social media. Like you can't just decide to get motivated this week and then not be motivated the weeks after that.
Right. And if you look at this house that we're at right now, because I'm learning so much about business, but Brian's Lawn Maintenance, for example, Steady Eddie on YouTube.
Oh my gosh,
Super successful.
I don't know if there's he's super
Blake
consistent.
Albertson Instagram, Steady Eddie. Not to toot my own horn, but I do crank out 5 podcasts a week, and we had over 100,000 downloads last month. It didn't happen overnight, but even when I was getting not that many downloads, I was still cranking them out 5 a week, 5 a week, 5 a week, and then all of a sudden, what happens is you can kind of predict it, but you can't really. It's just like a floodgates.
But nobody has views in the beginning. You have to
That's
pedal
the
through
thing.
that. Like
it's exactly right.
yeah. So don't get derailed or demotivated because your first, couple. I mean, I've been doing this for 7 or 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Like consistently.
I remember when you were down in the basement playing pool. You're like a little kid, and I was like, oh, let's look at this guy, and I followed you. Me and Naylor are one of your first YouTube subscribers.
Yep.
And here, now here you are with a lot of influence, and Xmark, just part of the fruit of your labors, Xmark just gave you a 60-inch Laser Z mower.
Yep.
Because you can put that mower in front of hundreds of thousands of people over time.
Yep.
It's really cool.
Heck yeah.
I appreciate your time, Blake. We're going to switch gears here. We got a special guest coming to the house, Alan Hain. He's the lawn care nut, so we're going to go intercept him and show him some of our Southern hospitality or Kansas City. Blake brought me to Kansas City, man, and a little bit of a flop. So hopefully next time I go to Kansas City, we'll get a little bit better experience.
That's Josh Sutton's fault. That's not my fault.
Oh, man. I've been hearing about, people from certain areas. It's like people from Maryland. We were just up there, and they're like, you got to try the crab. You got to try the crab. They're so proud of their crab. When you think Kansas City, they think of, we got the best NFL fans. We got the loudest stadium. Everyone. We're so loud. You know what I mean? And then they're also Kansas City barbecue. You got to try Kansas City barbecue. So.
Well, I go, hey, Josh, Paul's coming to my house. Naylor's coming. I need the best barbecue place. And I have a few places I love. I should have just taken you there. But he's like, no, dude, you got to try Slaps. You got to take Paul to Slaps. I took you there, and it was not that good. Sorry about that, Paul. I got you next time.
It's all right, but it didn't live up to the hype, but the hype house is. So
heck yeah.
We're going to go meet our new guest here, Alan Hain, and hopefully you're following Blake on social media, and he'll help you take your social media and lawn care business to the next level. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Smash that follow button. Hope you'll catch us on the next episode.